This episode is brought to you by the new true crime docuseries American Nightmare, only on Netflix. In 2015, the Vallejo, California Police Department received a strange phone call about a kidnapping. But when the truth is stranger than fiction, you won't know who to trust or what is real. A fast-paced true crime thriller with cliffhangers at every turn. Watch American Nightmare now, only on Netflix.
You see it on the news all the time happening to other families. You would never expect it to happen to your own family.
It's just really scary, to think about it. She had purchased the phone and she left it there. She never returned for it. She walked off that property and nobody has seen or heard from her.
You're listening to True Crime Arizona, the podcast.
How much media attention has there been on this?
There hasn't been any.
It's a problem we keep seeing play out. Some missing persons cases get huge media spotlights. Things get solved, families get answers. Other cases seemingly fall through the cracks. And in this case, an illicit lifestyle changed everything. Monica Chavez is a mom of 5 kids. Her oldest, 14 years old. Her youngest, just 4 years old. They've been waiting for their mom to come home for almost 3 years.
Knowing that my grandchildren are suffering. They're suffering without their mom.
Monica's mom, Jenny Benitez, has been doing everything possible to keep this family going. They don't have a lot, but they have each other. It's been too long. Monica's disappearance has shaken them. So let's begin earlier in her life. Who is Monica Chavez?
Very loving, very loving. She just has the biggest heart, the biggest heart. I could go on with examples of stories of things that she did, bringing animals home and just, that kind of stuff, just the really biggest heart.
And she grew up in Phoenix.
She grew up in Phoenix. She was born and raised here, yes.
At 18 years old, she had her first child, a daughter. She'd continue having kids. They meant everything to her. But woven into daily life as a mom were also her greatest demons.
She was a very good mom to all 5 of her kids. Just the addiction got in the way. When she got involved with the fentanyl pills, that's when she just lost everything.
Fentanyl is a scary drug. It's highly addictive and can be lethal. Monica was 30 years old and before this was married, but her life started to spiral. They lost the apartment, she and her husband split, and the addiction took over her life.
She did earn her money by prostituting. She it's just really scary, to think about it. We had to step in and take the kids, which we did. I have 2, and the other grandma has the 3 little ones.
The kids were living with relatives a year before Monica's disappearance. She knew she needed to get help, and her family was trying, but it wasn't easy.
She was pretty tired of the lifestyle. She was just so scared of going through the withdrawals.
Despite her family disapproving of her lifestyle, Monica was open with them about everything and didn't shut them out of her life. In fact, the opposite. Her sister Cynthia Chavez remembers it well.
So even the lifestyle she lived, not one birthday did she miss, not one Christmas, not one holiday.
Monica would often bring gifts over for the kids during the week and come and see them. Her connection with her mom never wavered. Jenny said she would still talk to Monica all the time.
She always stayed in contact with me. Every day I heard from her. We never lost contact with her.
She was very open with you through all of this.
Oh, very open. She would stop at a Circle K just to make a phone call and say, hey, Mom, just gonna call you today. I'm okay. I'm hanging out with whoever.
A mom could be critical of that lifestyle she was very open with you and communicative with you about what was going on.
Yes,
And then it just stopped out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, just stopped. I had talked to her on January 2nd. I had talked to her that evening. She was with a friend of hers, and this was a guy that set her up on dates to make money with men that were coming from out of state.
At the time, Jenny didn't think much of the conversation. She didn't realize that would be the last time she would ever hear from her daughter. The mystery begins the next morning at a Phoenix motel.
She was seen the following morning at the Easy Inn Motel on 23rd Avenue, just south of Thomas. She was seen there. She had rented a room there for 3 hours that morning. She had purchased the phone and she left it there with one of the employees and said she was going to come back for it. She never returned for it. According to her phone records, she was supposed to meet up with somebody that was coming out from Tucson. When the gentleman got here, she was in contact with him, according to the records on her phone. But once he got here to Phoenix, there was no response back from her. When he said, "Hey, Monica, I'm here. You know, where do I pick you up at? Where are we meeting?" No response. He kept on texting and nothing. And from that time on, we have not heard anything from her. She walked off that property and nobody has seen or heard from her.
Was that man ever checked out, the one that was coming up from Tucson?
Yes, there was quite a few gentlemen that were interviewed and cleared. The one gentleman that was setting her up on dates, they did remove some of his property from his home, but when it came back from forensics, nothing linked to my daughter.
Panic quickly set in. Where was Monica? It wasn't like her not to call or come see the kids.
Were there any surveillance cameras that picked up video footage of her leaving that day?
The only surveillance footage I believe that they had was she had a storage unit, which was still in that same area. She had gone there, I believe, early that morning. And the guy that she was with, I believe, was the night before that sent her on that date. I believe it was him that had taken her in. They seen them entering the gate, and then she got whatever from her storage, and then they seen the car leaving.
Monica's family didn't waste any time. They got in their car and started looking for her.
So we knew where she was hanging out at. We knew where, more or less, where to look for her at. I went around all those places. I went and talked to people. We went out posting flyers. Nothing. Nobody has seen her. She has not been back in those areas. She was really, really deep into her drug addiction. So for her not to go back to those places where she was seen every day, something happened to her, and somebody knows something out there.
That was nearly 3 years ago, and not much has changed. Phoenix police does suspect foul play is involved in her disappearance.
Everything is just at a dead end. No leads have come in for months. And I just need somebody to just come forward and let us know.
For Cynthia, being the older one, the pain weighs on her shoulders. Monica is her little sister, and she had been trying to get her help, even letting her stay at her family's home for a while.
To me, it's a little bit more guilt maybe, because we could have probably did more, but I mean, it's not like we pushed her away completely. We helped and do what we had to do to try to get her the help that she needed. There's a lot of people that it's affecting, and it's like we just need some type of answer. For her to go this long without no type of communication, it's not normal for her. Any tip, there's no tip that's not too little. Anything, if you say you've seen her, or hey, you know, I remember this, just any kind of tip would help. It would help us lead in the right direction.
Thoughts of human trafficking race through Jenny's mind. Was her daughter a victim of that? It's a daunting thought, but one they think is possible.
It's happening. Know that it's happening because I'm living this nightmare. I don't know where my daughter is. Keep your children close.
Every single family I've spoken to who has a loved one missing says the same thing. No matter the outcome, they just want answers. Having no answers and desperately wondering where somebody is and if they're okay is often the greatest pain. I asked Jenny where she finds the strength to carry on.
For me, it's her children. Taking care of them and making sure that they don't go down that road with everything that they have gone through in their young lives. Just taking care of them every day and just praying. I have a lot of family support. Really, really good family support. They love her. We all just love her and want her home.
Do you think she could still be alive?
I pray every day for that. I'm not going to give up hope. But we do need answers.
If you have any information on the whereabouts of Monica Chavez, where she went after leaving the Easy Inn Motel on the morning of January 3rd, 2019, or other critical information that could help in the case, please call the Phoenix Police Department. True Crime Arizona, the podcast, is hosted by me, Brianna Whitney, and produced by Sergio Hernandez. This episode was edited by Brad Denny. It's a production of Arizona's Family, 3TV, CBS 5, and azfamily.com in Phoenix, Arizona.